Dear Aries, stop scrolling right now, because what I'm about to tell you is not a coincidence. Saturn Retrograde has locked its gaze on you, and July 27th is the day the universe stops whispering and starts shouting. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange tightness in your chest, that feeling that something is ending before something else can begin. That's not anxiety, that's not bad luck. That is Saturn, the cosmic taskmaster, testing whether you're ready for the next level of your destiny. Today, I'm revealing the 7 unmistakable signs that Saturn has personally selected you for a karmic reckoning. And trust me, once you hear number 4, you will understand exactly why your life has felt like it's been standing still. Before we dive in, hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this message reach more Aries souls who need to hear it today. Subscribe so you never miss a cosmic warning again. And in the comments, I want every single Aries watching to type, "I'm ready, Saturn." Let's see how many fire signs show up today. Now let's get into it. Part 1. The cosmic weight you've been carrying. Aries, let's start with the truth nobody else is telling you. Saturn retrograde isn't punishment, it's an invitation. But right now, it probably doesn't feel that way. It feels heavy. It feels like every plan you've made in the last few months has hit some invisible wall, like doors that used to fly open are suddenly locked, and you're standing there jingling keys that don't seem to fit anymore. This is sign number 1, an overwhelming sense of delay. Projects stall. Approvals get pushed back. People who said yes suddenly go quiet. You start wondering if you did something wrong, if you're being punished for a mistake you can't even identify. Here's the truth. You're not being punished. You are being paused. Saturn retrograde moves backward through the sky from our vantage point, and symbolically, it forces us to revisit unfinished business, unresolved patterns, and structures we built too quickly without a solid foundation. For a fire sign like you, Aries, this is uniquely uncomfortable. You are wired for momentum. You are the warrior of the Zodiac, the initiator, the one who charges ahead without waiting for permission. So when Saturn slows your roll, it doesn't just inconvenience you, it feels like an existential crisis. But here's what you need to understand. This delay is surgical, not random. Saturn is not blocking you from your goal. Saturn is blocking you from reaching that goal in a way that would eventually collapse under its own weak foundation. Think about the last major decision you rushed into. Think about the job you took without checking the fine print, the relationship you jumped into without asking real questions, the investment you made because everyone else was doing it. Saturn retrograde is going back through that timeline and saying, let's fix this before it becomes a bigger problem. That is why July 27th feels significant. It's a checkpoint. It's the day the weight becomes impossible to ignore. And instead of resisting it, I want you to sit with it. Because the moment you stop fighting, the pause is the moment Saturn starts rewarding your patience. Part 2. Sign 2. The people who suddenly disappear. Have you noticed someone pulling away from you lately, Aries? A friend who used to text every day has gone silent. A business partner who was once enthusiastic now sounds distracted and distant. Maybe even a romantic interest who seemed so certain now feels like they're standing on the other side of a glass wall. This is sign number 2 of Saturn's selection, relational restructuring. Saturn retrograde doesn't just test your patience with circumstances. It tests the architecture of your relationships. It asks a brutal but necessary question. Who in your life is here for the long haul, and who was only here for the momentum? Aries, you attract people easily. Your fire, your confidence, your let's go energy pulls people into your orbit without much effort on your part. But not everyone who enters your orbit is meant to stay there through a Saturn cycle. Saturn retrograde acts like cosmic gravity, pulling away anyone who isn't aligned with your long-term evolution. This might look like an argument that seemingly comes out of nowhere. It might look like someone cancelling plans repeatedly until you stop expecting them to show up. It might even look like a slow, quiet fade. No dramatic ending, just distance that keeps growing until one day you realize months have passed since you last spoke. I know this feels painful, especially for you, Aries, because loyalty means everything to you. You give people your full trust once you decide they matter, and watching that connection erode without explanation can feel like betrayal. But Saturn is not being cruel here. Saturn is being honest. This retrograde period is asking you to evaluate whether the relationships in your life are built on genuine mutual respect and shared direction, or whether they were built on convenience, excitement, or simply proximity. The people who stay through this Saturn transit, even if the relationship changes shape, are the ones meant to walk with you into your next chapter. The ones who leave are making room for connections that will actually support the person you are becoming, not the person you used to be. Pay close attention to who reaches out to reconnect during this period, because that gesture carries real weight right now. Part 3. Sign 3. The sudden obsession with your past. Aries, have you found yourself replaying old memories more than usual? Maybe you've been thinking about a decision from years ago, wondering, what if I had chosen differently? Maybe an old dream you abandoned has resurfaced in your mind, refusing to be ignored. This is sign number 3, and it is one of the most emotionally intense markers of Saturn's retrograde influence. Saturn retrograde has a well-documented tendency to pull our attention backward, forcing us to reckon with roads not taken and responsibilities left unfinished. For you, Aries, this can feel almost unbearable because you are naturally a forward-facing sign. You don't like looking back. You like conquering what's ahead of you, not dwelling on what's behind you. But Saturn doesn't care about your preferences right now. Saturn cares about your growth, and growth sometimes requires excavation. This nostalgic, reflective energy isn't there to make you sad or regretful. It's there to show you a pattern. Maybe you keep starting projects and abandoning them right before completion. Maybe you keep entering relationships with the same emotional unavailability, just wearing a different face each time. Maybe you keep quitting jobs the moment they demand real commitment instead of instant reward. Saturn retrograde is holding up a mirror to these cycles, asking you to finally see them clearly instead of rushing past them like you usually do. This is uncomfortable work, Aries, but it is necessary work. The old dream that resurfaced? That's not a coincidence. That's Saturn telling you it's not too late. But it does require you to approach it differently this time, with more structure, more patience, and more follow-through than you had before. The unfinished responsibility you keep avoiding? Saturn wants you to close that loop, because open loops drain your energy in ways you don't even consciously register. This retrograde period is essentially asking you to become the architect of your own life story instead of just the impulsive main character. That shift, though difficult, is exactly what will make the next chapter of your life sustainable instead of just exciting. Part 4, Sign 4, the financial wake-up call. Now here's the sign I promised you at the beginning, Aries, the one that tends to hit the hardest. Unexpected financial tightening. Maybe an expense you didn't anticipate has drained your savings. Maybe income that was supposed to arrive has been delayed. Maybe you've simply felt an inexplicable urge to check your bank account obsessively, like something is telling you to pay closer attention. This is sign number 4, and it's Saturn's way of forcing fiscal discipline onto a sign that, let's be honest, isn't always known for its patience with budgets and long-term planning. Aries, you live in the moment. You spend on inspiration. You invest on instinct, and more often than not, that instinct serves you well. But Saturn retrograde is asking you to build something more durable than instinct alone. It's asking you to build structure. This financial pressure you're feeling right now isn't meant to punish you. It's meant to reveal exactly where your financial foundation has cracks. Are you relying on a single source of income with no backup plan? Are you spending impulsively to soothe emotions rather than to genuinely improve your life? Are you avoiding a conversation about money with a partner, family member, or business associate because it feels uncomfortable? Saturn retrograde brings these blind spots into sharp, unavoidable focus. The beautiful thing about this pressure, though, is that it's temporary and purposeful. Saturn is not trying to bankrupt you. Saturn is trying to Saturn-proof you, meaning it wants you to build financial resilience so strong that future challenges won't shake you the way this one currently is. Consider this an invitation to finally create that budget you've been avoiding, to have that difficult money conversation, to diversify your income instead of depending on one unstable source. Many Aries natives find that the tightest financial period during a Saturn retrograde is immediately followed by their biggest financial breakthrough once Saturn goes direct again, but only if the lessons of this period are actually learned rather than just endured. Don't waste this pressure. Let it teach you the discipline that will protect your abundance for years to come. Part 5, Sign 5, 6, and 7, the final confirmations. Let's move quickly now through the final 3 signs, Aries, because together they paint the complete picture of why Saturn has chosen you this July 27th. Sign 5 is physical exhaustion that doesn't match your activity level. You could be sleeping 8 hours a night and still waking up feeling like you ran a marathon. This is Saturn draining your excess impulsive energy, so you're forced to slow down and listen to your body instead of constantly overriding it. Don't ignore this fatigue. It's a direct message that your usual pace is unsustainable right now, and pushing through it will only backfire. Sign 6 is a recurring dream or intuitive nudge about responsibility. Maybe you keep dreaming about an unfinished task, an unresolved argument, or even a symbolic image like a locked door or a heavy weight on your shoulders. Saturn retrograde often communicates through the subconscious when the conscious mind is too busy or too resistant to receive the message directly. Pay attention to these dreams, write them down if you can, because they often contain specific guidance about exactly what area of your life needs restructuring. And finally, Sign 7, the clearest confirmation of all, an undeniable urge to simplify your life. You might feel a sudden desire to declutter your home, end toxic commitments, unfollow accounts that drain you, or cancel subscriptions and obligations that no longer serve a purpose. This isn't random tidiness. This is Saturn retrograde clearing space for what's coming next. You cannot build your next chapter on top of a cluttered foundation, and some part of you already knows that, which is why this urge feels so strong and so specific right now. When these 3 signs combine with the 4 we discussed earlier, the delays, the disappearing relationships, the nostalgic reflection, and the financial pressure, you have your complete confirmation. Saturn retrograde has selected you, Aries, not to punish you, but to prepare you for a version of your life that is finally built to last. So there you have it, Aries, all 7 signs laid bare, and if even 3 or 4 of these resonated with you today, I want you to know this is not a coincidence, and it is certainly not bad luck. This is Saturn recognizing your potential and refusing to let you settle for a shaky foundation when you're capable of building something extraordinary. The discomfort you're feeling right now is temporary, but the strength you're building will last for the rest of your life. Trust the process, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like everything is slowing down around you. This is your season of transformation, not your season of defeat. If this video spoke to you, make sure you're subscribed, because next week I'll be revealing exactly what happens the moment Saturn turns direct again, and how each zodiac sign will experience that powerful shift. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these 7 signs hit closest to home for you. Your fellow Aries community wants to hear your story. Share this with another Aries in your life who needs to hear this message today. And remember, the stars don't just predict your path, they prepare you to walk it with strength. I'll see you in the next video.